Back at the Denver Athletic Club, my name is Dave Vincent. As we get ready for this bonus coverage of the qualifier, Shorty Ruiz, who qualified in Alaska, had a couple close calls in Tucson, Arizona, and then in Houston, Texas, and then and he finally broke through there in Alaska, going up against Mike Schneider, who also has had some close calls, and now he is going to try to see what he can do here.
Well, for Mike Schneider, Dave, this is already a win that he's on the court. Last week, he forfeited his match at the New York Athletic Club, didn't even show up.
That's for singles and doubles.
And the banquet. I count the banquet, Dave,
okay.
So that's actually a hat trick. But he's only sponsored by the club, so no big deal, you know. That was after, Dave, he defeated Daniel Cordova, the All-American, the night before in a thrilling match. So I don't judge, Dave, I just report.
Can you guys hear me?
Some might say that, but Dave, that might be somewhat disrespectful to the tournament. I'm not one of those that's saying that. I'm saying what
Mike
some
Schneider
have said.
Versus Shorty Ruiz. Mike won the toss, elected to serve first. 0 serve 0.
You hear that announcement from Bear Marion, who's just a fan favorite here in Denver, Colorado.
You know, Dave, these guys look and are built completely differently, but they actually play a similar game. Both guys very crafty, both guys with great hands and the ability to kill shots from really unorthodox positions. Shorty Ruiz, Dave, a lot like Anthony Celesto, he's improving with every tournament. To see these guys, Dave, from stop number 2 where they debuted this season in Tucson to now, it's like you're seeing different players. You're seeing guys with confidence and guys that are here to win, not just here just to be in the draw.
Right.
And that's a big difference, not only, Dave, as far as their physical abilities, but mentally to come into these matches expecting to qualify, expecting to get into that Elite 8 and do some damage. Shorty, Dave, is undoubtedly one of the best all-around players in the sport. He's the only guy right now, Dave, ranked in the top 20 in 4-wall hardball and 3-wall big ball.
But if there was a 3-wall outdoor, I believe he would be ranked because of what he's done at the Nationals the last couple of years.
I was trying to go there.
Well, I went there for you.
Okay.
I mean,
okay.
I don't like people that try. I like doers, okay?
Right. Well, I was also going to go to the 1-wall where he's also been exceptional. We saw him play 1-wall big ball in Tucson in 2010. And he's proficient in that game as well. He also has played some sort of pelota baseball type ball game in California where if you don't hit the ball properly, you'll literally break your hand.
I don't know what Schneider was thinking was going to go on there, but Shorty just inside outed him down the right wall. Schneider looking to the left thinking that Shorty was going to go over there, but that's the thing about these outdoor big ball players, Dave. They do things that are just not conventional, but it looks conventional for them. Shorty, pound for pound, is easily one of the hardest hitters of this game. I mean, we talk about Tyree Bastidas and Paul Brady and Luis Moreno. Shorty Ruiz's name has to be on that short list.
Well, it's not on that short list in my opinion, but it's on the next list.
Well, it's not on that list of those champions that have played 4-wall, but I believe just watching him load up and hit on a serve is, I mean, you played him, so you know what it's like now.
Yeah.
You played all those guys.
Yeah.
But see how he stands almost flat-footed and is able to generate power. His weakness is right here. That ball off the back wall, he hits a lot into the ground, and that's evident right there. There's not a lot of back walls the last time I looked in a 3-wall court, Dave, and that he excels at 3-wall. That back wall thing is something new for him. But Mike Schneider himself is an excellent 1-wall player.
Well, Schneider, Dave, when he shows up, which is touch and go, also would have to be considered one of those guys in that elite best all-around category because he is one of the top 10 1-wall hardball players. He's also a top 3-wall hardball player. And Dave, if he were to win this match, you'd have to put him sort of in that top 25-ish area of four-wall hardball players.
Second serve.
No, I agree. This is kind of a final between, maybe this would be a quarterfinal or a semi between who's the best all-around player. Dave, I could possibly see this maybe even a round of 16 if we were going to do a bracket like that.
What code would that be, though? If you're
Yeah, I really don't know, but let's just say it's the code that we're playing right now,
okay.
Perhaps.
Perhaps we need to create a two-wall game with a back wall to kind of even everything out.
Well, Shorty would be
Half a
excellent
back
at that.
wall.
Shorty calling a timeout here, trailing 0-6 against Mike Schneider from New York. My name is Dave Vincent alongside Dave Fink here at the Denver Athletic Club, the DAC, where it is just rolling along right now as Jake Plummer just came into the building, and now he's hearing that whining and moaning and groaning from Dan Armijo's. I mean, he has to go talk to every player, every worker at this facility to tell them what happened during his match.
Well, he was actually outside on the sidewalk, Dave, grabbing people on their way to work and to lunch, telling them what happened. And I'm not even kidding about that.
It's frustrating for him, I'm sure, but I know he's stealing that ear from Jake Plummer. Fortunately for me, though, I was able to talk to Jake before he got to Dan and said,
smart.
What you're going to hear for the next 50 minutes and possibly every second for the next 3 days is not true, okay?
Okay.
I'm your brother.
Yeah. So you didn't serve the ball with Dan Armijo's back to you and then go to the showers?
Well, you want to talk about that?
Well, no,
because I know it's now an
what's
internet controversy. But just to clarify what happened.
What site is that a controversy on?
Referee called
I'd like
the
to find
score,
that.
called the score, and I served. And the player did not return the serve, so I walked out of the court and went to the showers because I knew it was a final point because he didn't return it. Now, what am I supposed to do? Sit there and let the player argue with the referee about after he called the score? That's not gentlemanlike.
No, you definitely don't want to promote any type of argument.
Well, I think that's obvious.
Side up.
Dave, Shorty looks totally out of sorts now as Mike Schneider is just taking him completely out of his game.
Mike Schneider has a focus here.
Now, Dave, a lot of people may not realize what kind of win Mike Schneider had last week in New York over Daniel Cordova, but Daniel Cordova, Dave, is a high-level player. In fact, Daniel Cordova played and beat his brother Luis for the first time 2 weeks ago. Luis, Dave, finished last season ranked number 7 on the tour, and Schneider beat Daniel Cordova. Schneider has a lot of power with that sort of mid-range sidearm overhand swing with his left.
Second serve.
And Dave, the winner of this match will face, I'm fishing here, and that's what Shorty does. You think he's out of the point and he hits these crazy back wall kills, but Dave, I'm still fishing. I've cast my net, trying to figure out who the winner of this match plays.
Point.
I guess
And
there's no bites.
Have you not figured
Well,
it out?
I have not, actually.
Just over line point.
Well, that must be frustrating for you.
Very,
Four
as
serve
a matter of fact.
Depending on who wins between Chip Morales and Nick Mosley out of Seattle, Washington,
No.
they will play the winner of that. If the seed holds true, the winner of this one will face Chip Morales. But if tradition holds true, it could be Nick Mosley, the way Chip's been playing lately.
Oh.
Now you see Shorty kind of pushing Mike Schneider around a little bit here. And I think there are still some bugs and some nervous bugs there for Shorty Ruiz, who's now just maybe kind of gotten past that, Dave.
Well, Shorty looked totally out of sorts. Now he's got some momentum here. He scored 4 consecutive points.
All that ball stays up. Mike doesn't go for it. Referee effectively calls that a point.
5, serve 7.
And now we're at 5-7. Inside out again, but misses it. This time puts it down is Mike Schneider.
Shorty makes that shot most of the time. That time he left it up.
7 serves 5. Short.
Mike Schneider, Dave, is one of these guys that doesn't look up to any player. He actually looks down on players. And I think, Dave, that actually helps him going into matches. He's not intimidated. He expects to win. Basically, his attitude, Dave, is very cynical, I would say.
8 serves 5.
He says, look, I'm not very good, but neither is anyone else.
Well, I don't know if that's cynical.
I'm not sure what the word is.
That's an off-balance kill shot, but he looks really confident here, and I think that's one of the things about Mike Schneider is when he's a very confident player. That's a short ball. Good call from the ref. Little reverse hook right there, too.
Big reverse. You have to realize, Dave, that ball bounced just a foot from the left side wall and didn't touch the side wall. I mean, you realize how much reverse you have to put on the ball, Dave, to hit the floor less than a foot from the side wall and have it not touch the side wall. That's a dream.
10 serves 5.
You know, that's hard to do.
Short.
You know, the few times that you are able to do that in your life, you just feel like, why can't I just do that every time? It felt so easy. It felt perfect. The danger, Dave, playing shorty is that you're telling yourself that he's not comfortable playing the ball off the back wall, so you start changing your game a little bit and pushing the ball off the back wall, and he starts making some good shots off the back wall.
He's got a ton of power, but sometimes he overhits it.
That's a good shot. Shorty took a little bit off that, smoothed the swing out.
I want to thank, and there's a timeout call right just before the referee called the score. See Mike Schneider calling that timeout. And this is that thing that, with this new scoring format of 25, Mike Schneider feels like he's in the driver's seat. He knows that 15th point isn't too far away. And yet I believe, now I'm not in his head right now, Dave, but I believe that you start thinking about that 15 and you stop thinking about what got you to the 11.
Well, I don't think it's a bad time to take your first time out, because you know if you can catch your wind right now and then push through until halftime, you've got another 3-minute break, and then hopefully for you have 2 timeouts remaining after halftime. So I believe, Dave, it's a good amount of time to give yourself to recover, knowing that you have halftime coming up, and then 2 more timeouts after halftime.
No, I agree. I think it's probably a smart thing to do, but then, see, I did the same thing. I was, in my match, up 14-6, and Dan Armijo came back to 14. I went into halftime at 15-14, so he had a nice run there, and I was upset because I did not take that timeout, but those timeouts were used later in the game that I absolutely needed.
Dave, I believe in the future of 4-wall hardball, we're going to see the best guys coming from different kinds of backgrounds that are able to play all these different kinds of shots and also be able to play the back wall and understand the strategy. So we're not going to see necessarily a 4-wall specialist, but guys, Dave, that can play all the codes, almost like in tennis, Dave. And I know you love those analogies, a beautiful back wall kill. But there used to be clay court specialists, Dave, grass court specialists, hard court specialists. Now you see the same 4 guys are the best at all 4 codes, or all 3 codes, and I think we'll see that in handball.
Well, I don't doubt that. You're seeing 2 exceptional all-around type players here. You saw earlier Mike Schneider kill a ball in the front court like he was playing 1-wall, and it looked so elite, Dave, when he did that. Like he's able to get the right spin and everything to keep that ball down on the front wall. It's really, truly amazing to watch. And then Shorty Ruiz, who doesn't even play with the back wall, is able to flat roll one out just afterwards. And then Mike Schneider just goes in there and flips that ball right to the front and gets that kill shot. Unbelievable play right there from Mike Schneider.
Well, Dave, Shorty does play exclusively 4-wall hardball handball and hasn't played 3-wall big ball handball since the US Open in October. So he's focused solely on 4-wall. So I'm not sure you can say he's not used to having a back wall. He's playing every day. he's training specifically for this Race for 8 tour.
It's just a little different when you've got cameras on you and you've got friends back home that know that you're an outdoor player, and they've got expectations that you're elite at everything you do. And so, you know, your backball is easy in practice sometimes when you're playing against your girlfriend or, you know, a couple of your brothers in a pickup match or however it is. But you come out here and you're playing against some of these players with some of, you know, I look back today in my finals match or my semifinal match. I look back and I saw you and John Bike, you're watching me play. It wasn't pressure, it actually made me want to win. At that point I was throwing the match away. I was down 20-23 and I just said, okay, I could have argued a hinder call that I didn't even try for, and then I tried to mildly argue it. I said, forget it. I turned around and saw you guys. I said, you know what, I better go on like a little run here because I saw you guys watching me. The difference is I believe that there's added pressures here that people don't realize. Dave, you've been on the Pro Tour forever, and I don't know if you're ever under any pressure.
I actually feel a lot of pressure. My dad's girlfriend watches me, and she wants me to lose so badly. And I see her out there, and it actually puts a lot of pressure on me.
Well, there is pressure there, I will admit that.
I mean, on one hand, I want my dad to be happy, and his girlfriend will be happy if I lose, but on the other hand, I'm not going to be happy if I lose. So it's kind of a win-win or lose-lose, depending on how you look at it.
Well, sometimes you have to take one for the team. Mike Schneider serving here, trying to go into halftime, where we will take a 3-minute TV timeout. This is the WPH Race for 8 Pro Season number 2. Denver, Colorado, and their Colorado State Handball Doubles Championship and Hall of Fame banquet this weekend at a beautiful facility here, the DAC.
Oh, tough shot there from Mike.
And it is halftime. We'll take a break for Dave Fink. My name is Dave Vincent. Stick around here at racefor8.com. In 3 minutes, we'll be back.
My life is full of statistics. Thing is, I could have dropped out of school and become one myself, but I didn't, because I had people that believed in me. Here's another statistic. 7,000 students drop out every school day. That's 1 every 26 seconds. It's time that students know that we believe in them.
Inspire a student and share your message of support at boostup.org.
Here we go. We're gonna make some juice.
It's gonna be good.
She's excited. A little bit of kale.
Please don't put this on.
I'm putting it all over the line.
It's wet. It needs something. No, it'll go.
Don't break my juicer. Looks good.
You ready to try it?
Come on, baby.
Challenge your kids to be active and eat healthy.
It's okay.
Okay. All right.
They might surprise you.
She took another sip. You saw it?
Search We Can for more ideas on how you and your kids can get healthy together.
Rethink what you know about this Vegas icon. Elevate your expectations at the Stratosphere Hotel, Casino, and Tower. See what's new, up, down, and all around.
My name is Bruce Fabrizio. In 1975, I invented Simple Green based on 3 principles. It had to be safer to use, it had to work, and it had to be completely made in America. From generation to generation, Simple Green has been cleaning everything from car engines and tools to kitchen counters and floors. No matter what you clean, indoors or outdoors, clean it with non-toxic, biodegradable Simple Green.
My life is full of statistics. Thing is, I could have dropped out of school and become one myself, but I didn't, because I had people that believed in me. Here's another statistic. 7,000 students drop out every school day. That's 1 every 26 seconds. It's time that students know that we believe in them.
Inspire a student and share your message of support at boostup.org.
Here we go. We're gonna make some juice.
It's gonna be good.
She's excited. A little bit of kale.
Please don't put this on.
I'm putting it all over the line.
It's wet. It needs something. No, it'll go.
Don't break my juicer. Looks good.
You ready to try it?
Come on, baby.
Challenge your kids to be active and eat healthy.
It's okay.
Okay. All right.
They might surprise you.
She took another sip. You saw it?
Search We Can for more ideas on how you and your kids can get healthy together.
resume play. Shorty serve. 8 serves 15. Short.
Back at the DAC, second serve, Shorty Ruiz down 8-15 here at halftime, but goes back in and gets a point, now at 9-15. This is bonus coverage from the WPH as we are live here in the Mile High City, giving you semifinals of the qualifiers, which is something we've never done. That ball just snaps straight off, Dave. Shorty puts so much spin on it. Let's see what Shorty does with this back wall shot.
A lot of power there from Shorty, but
Dave, Shorty puts a natural hook on almost every ball that he hits from that sidearm area.
What's similar to Vince Munoz, actually.
Well, when he hits it, it goes into those corners, and sometimes it spins out, and you saw Mike Schneider get burned 2 times in a row on that.
Mike Schneider, Dave, also has a lot of power. Really drilled that shot. He hits the mystery ball there with his left. Big back wall setup.
This will be an even bigger setup because Mike's got a pretty good left from there. Shorty just flipping the ball into play. You see Mike doing most of the work.
Aren't they hitting the same amount of shots?
Side out.
They are, but Mike's running back and forth a little bit more now. It's side out, 15-10.
15 serves 10.
Dave, I'm getting a lot of text messages and emails requesting audio and video of the end of your match with our Miho, and unfortunately, Dave, we don't have any.
16 serves 10.
As soon as our cameras, Dave, got down to that court, you were already halfway through your shower.
Well, I heard the referee call the score, Dave,
serves 10.
and it was 25-24. You have to win by 2. So I served the ball, and the player didn't go for it. Instead, he turned and started arguing with the ref. Now here, I'm completely tired, so here's what I thought.
Yeah.
I'm going to run out of this court because I know I served, because I heard the score. And when I served the ball, the player had his hands on his knees, ready to return the serve, and I served it, and he turned and started arguing with the ref. So here's what I did. I ran out, sat down on the stairs, kind of hiding, and tried to hydrate a little bit because I was completely done. I was all out of timeouts. And I just waited for the referee and somebody to come find me and say, we're going to play this last play over, which I knew they'd do. But I also knew they wouldn't penalize me because they said it was over, here's the score. So I waited and waited and waited, never saw anybody. So I decided to go take a shower, and now I'm sitting in the broadcast booth, and I look on R2 Sports, and it shows me with the 26-24 win. Haven't talked to my opponent, haven't talked to the referee yet. I'm assuming I advanced to the finals. Now, from that perspective, Dave, I don't know what else I'm supposed to do. Do I supposed to beg them to send me back into the court? I'm completely rested and hydrated now. I see my opponent is across the room, still wearing his handball gloves and his eye cards. He still thinks that I should be serving at 25-23, 25-24.
He actually still thinks it's 24-24 because he thinks that play at 24 all was a replay. The referee did call a point, though. He actually wanted an avoidable there, which means he thought he should be serving at 24 all. So in fact, he lost 3 points in the blink of an eye. He went from a side-out point match.
Well, I took a nice jacuzzi thinking about that as well.
I've never seen someone win 3 points in 1 second before. That was a first.
He also said it was a first. I heard him yelling that.
Well, yelling as much as you can yell with tears streaming down your face.
But the odd thing I find is the fact that I couldn't run during the match, but somehow I was the fastest guy in the tournament after that serve.
10 serve 19.
Well, I think your new nickname might be the Ghost because you just completely vanished and disappeared immediately after getting into that elevator. I mean, is there a bat cave here in this club that I don't know about? I don't know how I wasn't able to find you.
I guess my only argument to this situation is how am I supposed to be still in that court serving after the referee called the score, do I supposed to let my opponent just argue during my serve? I just decided to serve it. And it is too bad it's not on video.
Point.
Well, there was so much confusion down below because down below we couldn't hear the score or what was going on. And Shorty just out of sorts completely now, David. Overhand tomahawk that hit 10 feet high on the front wall.
21 serves 10.
And this is not the kind of result Shorty wanted coming off a pretty impressive performance in Alaska. Also looked good in Houston, Dave, where he was leading Anthony Celesto 23-22, serving. It seemed like, Dave, he was on his way to the qualifier final. He gets hit in the eye with an Anthony Celesto tomahawk. And Dave, from there, Anthony Celesto scored 3 consecutive points. And look at the trajectory of the career of Anthony Celesto since that moment. Anthony Celesto goes on, loses to John Bike, beats Sean Lenning. Then he's invited to Alaska, beats Chip Morales. Now he's a top 14, top 12 player. He could have no ranking at all, Dave.
Yeah, and also a play before the fact that he got hit right in the eye and blinded for that last portion of that.
Yeah.
That chance to go in and get some ranking points, but right before that, the referee called this very controversial avoidable hander when he was serving. He was on a 6-0 run at the point.
Okay.
Referee called an avoidable that took him out of the server's box, and Anthony went in and got 4 straight points himself.
I do remember that.
There was a big talk about that referee probably not being able to ever ref again.
Huh.
Oddly enough, that referee was in this event today, and his referee was Shorty Ruiz, who enabled that controversial win between Dan Armijo and Dave Vincent.
Second serve.
So there's
I'm
a
trying
lot
to put the pieces together here.
There is no correlation other than the fact that Shorty probably shouldn't have given Vincent those calls at the end because of what Vincent did to him in Houston. I mean, if handball is truly transitive in the referee sense, it shouldn't have been like that. See that inside out? I like that shot right there. And Schneider knew that he can get it, but was unable to do so. And
that's your second. You get 3. 1 minute.
Taking a 1-minute break. We'll also take one. Be back in just a bit at the DAC for the WPH Race for 8. Stick with us.
For 20 years, the Inner City Handball Association has educated, mentored, and served young people through handball. Young people that participate in the Inner City Handball Association programs have a high graduation rate from high school and continue on to college. Inner City Handball teams are good athletes, good students, and good ambassadors for the sport of handball. We need your help to continue our work. Inner City Handball Association is a registered 501c3 tax-exempt charity. Please donate today. Thank you.
Point.
The body language, Dave, not great from Shorty Ruiz right now. He's not out of this match, but he's not happy with how he's playing.
A little out of focus there on our camera. And there's another point for Shorty, though. He might seem like he's dropped his shoulders a little bit, but he's the only one scoring points, Dave. Remember, he was down 10-21, and now he's up 15-21. I mean, excuse me, he's serving at 15-21.
Well,
that's 5 unanswered points.
Completely fooled Mike there by going down the right. Mike didn't even move for it. Now here's a big back wall setup.
See, he's not putting those away like the elite players do. He put that one right at himself.
Well,
could have gone to a corner.
I like that shot though from Shorty because he played that safe. It wasn't going to be a setup. And he knows that he'll play to his strengths, which are those kind of shots.
And that's the strength of Mike Schneider right there. Do you see how he just put that ball down so casual?
And he walked it off for good measure.
21 serves 15.
Well, I find that walk-off impressive.
what's good about the walk-off is and not a good shot there from Mike. Mike has to just hit that hard, about a foot high, straight down the right wall. But Dave, the walk-off is good because it rubs it right in your opponent's face, but also gives you about 5 to 7 extra seconds before you have to serve, because you're now in front of that foot fault line. So it's going to take you a little while to continue your walk and then also back up to the server's box.
Even though Schneider is serving here,
21 serves 15.
Shorty's on a 5-0 run.
Well, Schneider would never admit it, Dave, but he has to be feeling some nerves here because he's 4 points from a ranking and also from being in the money here. And that's what Schneider should have done with that front wall, back wall setup he had in the last rally.
15 serves 21.
Now you're starting to see some intensity from Shorty Ruiz. We've seen bigger comebacks than this, Dave, on the race tour. Well, we haven't seen a comeback as substantial as 21-10, but we have seen guys come back from more than 15 to 21. Shorty hands Mike a point and ends his streak of 5 straight points.
15.
Nice placement there. Inside out fish shot with the left, Dave.
Risky shot.
Wow, I love that inside out from Shorty. He just does that as good as anybody.
15 serves 22.
Shorty, Dave, turned some heads in Alaska, even amongst the elite pros. You had guys stopping in to watch him play there in Alaska, Dave, and said, this guy is for real. This guy's got some serious game. Now Mike Schneider, Dave, possibly on the verge of taking out the guy that has really started to make a name for himself in hardball, 4-wall.
15 serves 22.
Wow, nice shot there. Schneider goes to the right corner, gets that kill, Dave. Now putting a little bit more pressure on Shorty.
22 serves 15.
Dave, Mike is extremely lean. He's got about 4% body fat. I think that hurts him here in this high altitude. He does not have any reserve energy. He's extremely fit,
Point.
but just doesn't have any kind of fat reserve, Dave, to rely on once he starts to feel winded.
Serves 15.
Now Mike Schneider is serving at game and match point here versus Shorty Ruiz.
24 possible game points, serves 15.
There it is, game and match.
Side up.
And a terrible miss hit right there. Schneider now returning the serve.
15 serves 24.
There's another point. Schneider here had 24, Dave. Shorty at 16.
Timeout. That's your last timeout, Mike. 1 minute.
Mike Schneider calling that 1 minute break. Watching the live broadcast of this Race for 8 season number 2 stop in Denver, Colorado, where Jake Plummer is returning, but not to football, back to handball. He was on big time TV 2 nights ago, and he challenged the local TV sports anchor into a match and said, you know, I just had my hips operated on, both of them, and I can't really walk very well, and I haven't played handball at all, but I bet you pick the number, any amount of money you want, that I will beat you in the game of handball.
And all the donations go towards junior WPH? Okay. Like that.
And then Jake and this TV jock sparred a little bit, and the jock originally took the offer and then decided to back out just a little bit there at the end.
16 serves 24.
Jake Plummer here at the facility right now. Terrible serve from Shorty. Actually, I believe what he did after the serve was bad. He served and then just said, here, let me let you have this right corner.
Points are 16.
Shorty should have came over to the left.
Short. Second serve.
Dave, there's so much to this game, it's unbelievable. Shorty just took the wrong angle.
And this will be a tough return here for Shorty, and that's it, Dave. Mike Schneider has earned his way into the final of his bracket, and he'll be assured, Dave, of a pro ranking and also being in the money, and could be, Dave, even more, as he could take on Chip Morales or Nick Mosley. Dave, we're going to take a quick break here after an impressive performance there from Mike Schneider, who takes out the quickly rising superstar Schneider Ruiz in four-wall hardball. Just took him out of his game. But you stay tuned, Dave. We're going to be back with our next match in just about 15 minutes.
There are a million places you'd never consider texting. So why would you do it while driving? Leave risky driving to the professionals. Stop the texts, and together we can stop the wrecks.
Are you getting this, honey?
Oh, prime time. We are rolling.
All right, Mama's gonna bring it home. Mama's gonna bring it home. Okay.
Come on, watch this guy.
Oh, backwards.
Oh, don't. Oh.
It went into Bob and Carol's yard. Oh, no? Okay, here it goes.
Oh, no!
Challenge your kids to be active and eat healthy.
All right, let's see what you can do. Let's go.
They might surprise you. Search We Can for more ideas on how you and your kids can get healthy together.
My name is Bruce Fabrizio. In 1975, I invented Simple Green based on three principles. It had to be safer to use, it had to work, and it had to be completely made in America. From generation to generation, Simple Green has been cleaning everything from car engines and tools to kitchen counters and floors. No matter what you clean, indoors or outdoors, clean it with non-toxic, biodegradable Simple Green.
Working and working out takes a lot of energy. That's why I drink Zenergy. Feeling fantastic and looking good has never been easier. Science, extreme science for your active lifestyle.